Time for a business update now with Stephen Carroll. Good morning, Stephen.
Hello, Catherine.
And now let's talk about the markets. We know that they like certainty. They hate uncertainty. They seem to be pretty excited that the UK is getting a bit more certainty in the shape of a new Prime Minister.
That's right, some certainty at last, and it's playing out on the markets, as you say. On the currency markets, the pound has been continuing to steadily rise since Theresa May won that Conservative leadership contest. It's now trading just under $1.33, up about 0.2% on the day. And now that's, in a much better shape for the pound than it was after the Brexit referendum, when it went significantly lower than that, but it's still fairly down on where we'd seen the pound before the referendum, where it was at $1.50, but certainly some signs of improvement. On the stock markets, European shares mixed at the open, falls as you can see there in London and in Frankfurt. London managing to hold on, though, to many of the gains that we've seen it reach in recent days. It hit an 11-month high earlier this week, so not far off that position still. Over in Asia, a similar picture as well. We'd seen gains across most of the Asian markets too. The Nikkei in Tokyo finishing the day up by almost 1%. Nintendo shares, just one company I picked out for you though, their shares back in the red, seeing some small falls after gaining more than 50% in 3 days over the success of the Pokemon Go game.
I think we'll forgive them some small falls on the back of a 50% gain. Let's stay up in northwestern Europe. We're looking from the UK to Ireland. Things looking very bright for the economy there.
Ireland has managed to confound pretty much everyone by announcing its economic growth rate for last year at a phenomenal 26.3%. That's the highest seen by any developed economy this century, and more than 3 times the forecast rate of 7.8%. Now, the figures were hugely boosted by a series of major corporate deals involving foreign companies. A lot of American firms have done what are called tax inversion deals, where they move their headquarters to Ireland to take advantage of its low corporation tax rate. The company's global profits are then counted as part of Ireland's gross national income, as a result adding quite a significant amount to the value of its economy. Now, it's been dubbed by some leprechaun economics, including by the economist Paul Krugman. They believe that the actual growth was closer to around 5%. There are some benefits for Ireland out of this, though. Its debt level now drops dramatically to 79% of GDP. That makes borrowing on the international markets much cheaper for Ireland, but it may actually have to pay more into the EU budget as a result of the economy being bigger.
Oh, every silver lining has a cloud,
Indeed.
as they say. Let's talk planes next. They say big is beautiful, don't they? But one superjumbo seems to have gone out of fashion.
Airbus is cutting production of its A380 double-decker plane. The French-headquartered company says it would build just 12 of the superjumbos in 2018. That's down from 27 last year. The project only broke even for the first time in 2015, more than a decade after it was launched. The announcement is seen by Airbus as a sign of the times, as airlines focus more on lightweight planes that consume less fuel. Josh Vardy reports.
The A380 has had a turbulent past. Now, high costs and falling orders have prompted the manufacturer to wind down production of the superjumbo. Airbus announced at the Farnborough Air Show that by 2018 they will only build 12 A380s a year, down from the 27 it built in 2015. The reduction reflects a general slowdown in aircraft demand across the industry in general, combined with a considerable backlog of orders.
The temptation is to make hay while the sun shines, get planes out the door, bring in revenue, keep up with the ramp. But of course, there's an awful lot to be said for throttling back now, letting things level out, and not produce a self-induced downturn by overproducing.
The A380 was originally aimed at competing with Boeing's monopoly of the superjumbo market, but years of delays and technical problems saw the project spiral wildly out of budget. When the A380 finally took to the skies, customers were slow to buy, fearing the aircraft's size meant it would be harder to fill seats. In the intervening years, both Airbus and Boeing moved towards producing more fuel-efficient and cheaper long-haul models. And it was with one of these, the A350-1000, that Airbus scored the first major win of this year's Farnborough Air Show. Virgin Atlantic ordered 12 of the aircraft in a deal worth $4.4 billion.
All right, we were talking about Ireland's economy a little bit earlier on, and we're going to return to Ireland for our last story of our business update. Stephen, you've got a rare auction for us of rare books, double rare.
A pretty exceptional collection of books went on sale in Dublin on Tuesday. It was more than 550 first editions, many of them signed by the author, collected over a lifetime by one man, including some books like a 1940 edition of Ernest Hemingway's For Whom the Bell Tolls and a signed first edition of Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman. Now, the biggest sale was for a first edition of James Joyce's Ulysses. That went for €9,500, while a signed copy of Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird went for €4,800. The book's part of a collection owned by retired doctor Philip Murray.
In the middle of it all, I did get some gems. This one here now is Samuel Beckett's very first book, extremely rare. And again, I sent that to him and he signed it. This is a very rare Seamus Heaney with a manuscript poem in it. And Seamus signed many books for me over the years.
Lovely, some real gems in there. Thanks so much, Stephen Carroll, our business editor.